Hello, everyone. Val Selby with Bundle Bash here, and we are going to talk with another participant. And I'm really looking forward to this one because you're one of the new ones to my network. We share an assistant. Kim's actually my podcast manager. I absolutely adore her.
We do too.
And she connected us, and your product that you put in there, for one, is super generous, but I want to know all about your, oh gosh, here I am. All about your Divine Feminine Network and why you created it. So thank you for being here, Julien DuBrow. And yeah.
Oh, my pleasure, Val. My pleasure. Thank you. I'm thrilled to be part of the bundle because we're in our first 6 months. And growing like crazy. And we're wanting to just get the word out that there is an online directory called the Divine Feminine Network. And that we're a community that celebrates and honors the principles and the values of the Divine Feminine. So all of our members, we have both basically a free membership in that. You can come to our website, sign up for our events newsletter. We have events put on by our members from all over the world, and that's free. Or you can sign up for as little as $13 a month. We've given away a 6-month membership, and it's our bigger membership, our $29 a month membership, our event planner membership through Bundle Bash.
Yes.
And we're just really growing our network and our community right now.
Oh, that's fabulous. So what made you create the community?
Well, it started out, my background is in marketing and online curriculum development. And then I had an illness. I had a physical challenge that sort of became the overview of my life. And I switched gears and I apprenticed and studied to become an interfaith minister and a spiritual healer. And I worked for years and years with particularly women and women with physical challenges. Mm-hmm. And I found that the number one stressor, the number one problem was financial. Mm-hmm. And here were these incredible women with fantastic gifts and talents and offerings that they either, number one, didn't know how to share. Like they could put up a website or create a kind of a brochure type of a website, but they didn't know how to get the word out to the right people. And in their healing process, and really back in those days, unless I was doing something in the marketing field in my own healing process as well, without having some kind of business success with a strong revenue stream, stress levels across the board in life, as I'm sure anybody who's listening here and or, has walked the path of having to make money, right, to earn money, became just really the number one stress in their lives. And because I had this background and because I was building my own practice, so I got to really see firsthand, things went in my day from a 30-year, growth period in marketing went from literally a handheld brochure, right? In the old days, you'd meet someone and you'd shake their hand and give them a brochure and give them your card and you'd make a connection.
Yeah.
And then what happened is, right, as we've become much more, completely digital and high tech and social media marketing focused, the personal, what I would consider divine feminine values and principles like intuition and creativity, inclusivity, compassion, collaboration, all of that began to diminish in this sort of digital world. And one of the reasons I was so drawn to you with Bundle Bash is because I see you incorporate these divine feminine values and principles in the way you're doing business. You're saying, hey, we're a community. Let's all help each other. And we're keeping the prices very affordable so that everyone can come. Right.
Yeah.
So that's really the foundation of Divine Feminine Network. I created this online directory where other people, both women and men, can come together as long as there's this valuing of these divine feminine philosophies. And then I'm in the network. Obviously, we're promoting, because that's one of the main things I noticed for the women that I was working with was, like I said, they could create an offering, but they did not know how to promote it, nor did they have the time or the energy or the expertise to do so, or the money.
Or the confidence.
Or the confidence,
The confidence.
right? And the support. Right on. That's exactly it. How do you do it in a supportive way? A way that brings in, like, I'm a middle of the road kind of gal. So I'm not throwing out logic and good business sense, right? I have a background in online marketing. So we bring all of that to bear, but we're adding this other super valuable piece, which nourishes, I believe, not just our businesses, but I've seen it for myself. I've heard your podcast. I went and podcasted you all weekend, Val.
No.
I see that yes. And I see that you also celebrate the honoring of self, the honoring of your gifts and talents, and the moving towards and welcoming business in a calm, soothing, nourishing way, rather than this stressed out, freaked out, overwhelmed, I can't do it way.
Yeah.
So
Which we did, like you said, we did that for so many years.
Right. Well, I think it's unfortunately, it's the model of our culture, of Western culture's model of business, because somewhere along the line, and that could be a whole other conversation, in Western culture, we diminished and actually let go of divine feminine principles and values. We sort of let go of intuition. We discouraged intuition and collaboration, community, sustainability, all of these really important values and principles. So in the Divine Feminine Network, what we're doing together, obviously I'm kind of I'm the face of marketing. Yeah. So you come over to the network, you sign up. It's either $13 a month or $29 a month. And you spend 10 minutes. And this is the most important part. Once you sign up and on through Bundle Bash, you get it for free for 6 months. You can just come try it out, but you've got to take that 10 minutes to set up your personal profile page. Because once you do that and you list a product, a service, or an event, then me and my team jump in and we market it. We market it on our social media channels. We've got over 20,000 people and we're just in our first 6 months. Right. But on Facebook, we've got, I think, about 4,700 and growing on Instagram. Right. And then, of course, we have our events newsletter that goes out to our entire community. And so you want to get, if you have an event, especially, you want to get that event listed on your page in the directory. And then at the beginning of the week, it goes out to over 3,500 people.
Amazing. So, and to grow that fast, obviously there was the need. 100% there was the need for this connection and help. Yes.
Right. Well, I think there's a real need for us coming together in I want to say, nourishing marketing setting, where we help each other, and my ask is for everybody to tell somebody else, to tell one person, one friend, to say, come on over to Divine Feminine Network, sign up for the newsletter. It's free, so we can grow this community. That's the key to success.
It is. Yeah, that's exactly why I have so much stuff that's in my free group. The more I let go of, oh my gosh, competition, the grow mentality, the more I let go of that, the more all of the collaborations just flow. Because as soon as I let go and as soon as I gave, I got back,
Right. Beautiful. Well, I love the energetic of that. And there's also the science of that. It's absolutely proven that as long as I can see we have the same business model where we're creating many people, right? We need a large group of community to come together for a very low price, a low fee, and to contribute, to come together and have a willingness to take 10 minutes out of your life
Yeah.
and actually spread the word for another person. It doesn't have to cost you any money,
Yeah.
right? To help. That's a divine feminine value right there, is to say, I'm going to share this, right?
Yes.
And nothing makes it easier to do that than social media. So this really is a time for divine feminine businesses, divine feminine values and philosophies to flourish, because look at how we're set up now with the internet. And if you know how to use it, which is what Divine Feminine Network does for you and with you, right? Plus, we have community events. We want to help for free. A lot of the events go out to free, whether you're a member or not. And then we have some member-only events, which are more marketing related. Like, how do you run a divine feminine business in this time? How do I have a business? Doesn't have to be a divine feminine business, but how do I bring divine feminine values into my business, right? And so all of that for your $13 a month is included in the membership.
Exactly. Yep. Because it's the more the merrier. It's true networking. Like, back to what networking used to be of, hey, I know somebody who sells carrots and I know somebody who needs carrots,
That's it.
And not being in the middle thinking, how much money can I make off of this transaction? It's not always that.
Right. It's the giving and the sharing. But what I see happening more and more with these networks, right? That there's a tremendous power in the visibility of being part of a community of people who share your values, of like mind and like heart as well, which I saw, immediately with your business as well. That it's all about heart.
Yes, absolutely. Because
and making money.
I feel like it's the only way to do the business. And I mean, you've listened to the podcast. I make no bones about the fact that I want money. I'm in business for money.
Right. And I want, over at Divine Feminine Network, I will say, especially being an interfaith minister and having largely worked with women, I want to see women making money. I cannot overemphasize how important, at least I believe, and certainly the network believes, everyone who's working in the network, nobody's being shy. Nobody's pretending this is not about marketing and about supporting, in particular, women, but whomever comes onto the network, right? Because certainly men value divine feminine values as well. But we want to get the money in the hands of women. We want to empower women who will make choices with that money, right? And supporting other women-owned businesses in supporting the change that we want to see in the world. What is that change? More divine feminine values incorporated into the culture. Come on, we can have both. We're not throwing out the ones that are working, right? We want them. Yes, divine masculine values, bring them on. But let us also integrate and incorporate, heart, the values of heart and the values of women. Let us marry logic and intuition. Let us have wisdom run our businesses. Let us have wisdom run our lives and our culture and our countries. We're neighbors. We're all neighbors. We're all in this together. So
yes. And that is definitely one of the most beautiful things about being online is, I mean, all hours of the day or night, I'm talking to people all over the world, and that connection of how we're way more alike than we are different is so awesome.
Yes, absolutely. And I think just the one other piece I just want to reemphasize is, just because we are the Divine Feminine Network and we are inclusive of all people everywhere, of all religions, of all creeds, of all ages, because the divine feminine and the divine masculine live within each one of us and I'm of course speaking metaphorically when I say this, right, of these values and these principles. And so it's really inclusive. It's for everyone. We're just saying, hey, come on, let's celebrate and honor these values over here, these philosophies. It's time to bring them back. It's time to learn how to incorporate them in our work lives, in our business lives, so that we are nourished by our work. And we contribute to nourishing other people by even what we purchase, right? So it's like if you're looking for something, it's someone's birthday, it's a holiday, first come over to the Divine Feminine Network and take a look at what our members are selling. Look at our products, look at our services, look at our events, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you, Val.
I'm glad you touched on the divine feminine doesn't necessarily mean female gender.
No.
I'm glad you touched on that because I know that's something that seems to just be coming out even more, I think. Or maybe I'm just in the more circles now. You know, that yes, it's not your gender, it's the characteristics, right?
It is. It's the principles and the values by which you live. And I think that one of the things that's happened in Western culture that really saddens me and is part of my personal mission of moving forward is not just about helping women, although we certainly are growing a sisterhood over at Divine Feminine Network. That is what we're doing primarily.
We're not going to apologize for it, right?
No, we're going to celebrate it. That's what we're going to do. Sisterhood is powerful. Sisterhood is fun. It's nourishing and nurturing. No, sisterhood is wonderful. However, I just want to make sure that I'm being really clear that it is the values and the principles that have been lost in our Western culture from, the last 2,000 years, the fall, the decline of goddesses, right? It was only 2,000 years ago in Rome. We had both gods and goddesses. We had priests and we had priestesses, both deeply honored, right? And then some things happened in history. I could go way deep into this,
right? But I'm sure.
Some things happened, and our culture denigrated the divine feminine and dropped those values. And of course, at that time also began to denigrate women. And so as these values are coming back into our culture, back into business in our culture, and that's a very important point, so are these values, so are women beginning to be valued again. We see it in the last 100 years. You can see it. Women all over the world, not everywhere, not all our sisters are free, right? To this day, in this very moment, right? That's why I think it is so important that we who are free really stand up and step up and empower ourselves, our businesses, and our sisters in making money and being successful. So we created Divine Feminine Network really for that purpose.
Excellent. Perfect.
All right.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing
My
all
pleasure.
of this. It's wonderful. I'm really glad that we ended up getting connected because we're definitely in a similar circle and mindset of what we want to create more of in the world and our ripples.
Really are, Val. I
just
love what you're doing. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No.
I just want to say I was thrilled when Kim introduced me to your work and to these bundles, and I see the power of sharing this way. So I'm happy to be giving away 6-month memberships, and I hope to see everybody try it out. Everybody.
Yes, everyone. Her offer is in the bundle. So if you go and get the Spiritual Entrepreneur Expo, you will get the coupon code and you can go sign up for 6 months and you can get to networking with other people in your similar and they're going to network for you. I mean, come on.
Well, that's the power of it, right? Like I just had some wonderful authors just sent me their books, as their members, but they went ahead and sent me their books. And then my fun job is to hop on just like this live and say, I'm going to read you, a couple paragraphs out of this book. I'm going to give you a, overview of this author. I'm going to introduce you to new products and services. And that's my fun part is I get to share everybody's offerings,
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, so good. I love the energy. Thank you, Julien. And I'm glad that we've connected. And I will talk to you again soon.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.